Hello everyone, today we'll be going over how you can make your storyboard that comic for the story of an hour. So, first what you're gonna want to do is go to Storyboard and make yourself an account. And if you have an account, then you can go and click Make New Comic, and that's how you'll get to this screen right here. Now, let's get started. First what you're gonna want to do is pick yourself a setting. Now, it is a historical story, so I'm going to go with classical homes for my setting. And I think I'm going to do the scene where Louise is in the bedroom and her sister is outside trying to, make sure she's not making herself sick. So for that, I think a bedroom is the most appropriate. And now in order to get your setting down, you have to drag it. You cannot just click it. Nothing will happen. Now, once you have that dragged, you can change aspects of it through this little panel over here. I'm not sure why it says sky, but you can change the curtains. I think I like the classic purple ones though. I think those suit it the best. So, now that we've got our setting, we can go to characters. Now, characters is one that I'm willing to be lenient on. You don't have to have a classical character if you think just a normal adult will look just as well, so long as you get the point across. Now, I think I'm going to go for a 1900s look, though. And I think I'm going to choose Mary Curie to be our Louise Mallard. Now, if you hit edit pose, you can go through and edit the character to your liking. In this case, I think I'm going to have her stand away from what I assume is the door over on the other corner. And I'm going to give her her skin tone, some brown hair, some blue eyes. I'll keep her black dress since she's supposed to be in mourning. But I'll make her happy, because she's thinking about what her life could be like now that her husband's gone. You can, mess around with her poses, and then I'm gonna update, and here she is. She's, chilling in her room, and now that I have my character, because remember the sister's not in the room with her, I'm gonna go to speech bubbles. Now, there is not a lot of dialogue in this story. However, if you want to add dialogue to, more clearly state the irony of the situation, you're welcome to. In this scene, however, there is a rare bit of dialogue. So, I'm just going to summarize her dialogue instead of writing down the actual quote. So, in this case, Louise is very happy because she realizes that since her husband's gone, she can do whatever she wants, so she's going to be saying, "I'm free to do whatever I want since I don't have to be controlled by a husband." And since her sister is not actually in the room, I'm just going to add a little speech bubble here. And I'm going to move it a bit, maybe shrink it. Oh darn, that one doesn't exactly get what I want. Here we are. Now I'm just going to flip one's being a little difficult. There we go. I'm just going to put this one over here because her sister is outside the door. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And inside I'm going to write in here, Louise. Oh, it's upside down. So I will just use this one. I'll have to adjust it a little bit again. I'll say, Louise, don't make yourself sick from sadness, because she thinks she's sad because her husband died. She thinks she'd be distraught. And now we're gonna make our descriptive box. And for that, you're gonna want to go to Shapes. We are. And you're just gonna want to pick the plain square and drop it down here. You're gonna shave it a bit, like Louise's sister. Well, you're gonna say, this scene is ironic because Louise's sister thinks Louise is sad, is crying because she's now a widow. But Louise is happy about being a widow. And now this doesn't have to be a full description like this is. This is really just supposed to give you something to, a starting point, so when I come around to ask about your work, you have a starting point to explain to me why this is ironic. And you see that, and that's it. It's as simple as that.